So thank you, Sharnath, for this. Now, let's start with this. We are here to present the project Khayam. As you can see, ChatGPT towards argumentation. Why it is? Okay, let's get into context. How many of you have received maybe a news or maybe a blog talking about something that you know is the absolutely wrong, and you know there's something deeply failing into the argument, but you don't know why this person is sharing this to you? Maybe happens with someone of your family, a friend of you, and then you try to get into an argument with him. It's like, no, but this is not real, or it's fake news, or whatever. And he's like, no, of course, people who wrote this knows about this. This is one example, for example. Redundant. How the pandemic came for your skin. Okay, if you see this, you already know there's something wrong with this. These people, the only thing they want to do, this is, I didn't invent the slide, this is from an original magazine. These people only want to get one thing from you, your money. They want to sell you a product, and they will tell you anything to get your money. It can get worse, as you can see. This can look innocent, but these people is having kids. These kids are going to grow with these ideas. These kids are going to share the school with your kids. In many cases, they are going to get bullied for this kind of ideas. In the best of the scenarios, they are not going to get bullied, but then your kids are going to grow also with these ideas. Do you want another example? The crystals that are there for healing every of your problems looks innocent, but what happens if someone with depression, instead of going to the psychologist or getting medical treatment, is believing that this is going to work, and it's getting worse and worse, and even thinking, what's the problem? Why is this not working? I'm so bad that even this is not working to me. So it goes on and on and on. So what do we want to do? Three things. We want to double check information, help reasoning, and most important of things, motivate critical thinking. How do we go there? So with two really basic tasks that can be done with deep learning is finding premises and claim on a sentence, on an argument. That's something that if you don't know about it, my friend is going to get in depth on that. And classifying the sentences between biased or not biased. So can you continue, please? For example, these are the bias we are able to detect with the model. We are able to detect sexism, xenophobia, violence, or insults. It's really easy to do. We only have to build up, well, we already did. We build up a binary classificator, and it was trained in a really huge data set. The data set is coming from the most biased thing that is in internet. It's trained with sentences or with posts of Twitter and Reddit, basically. It's so easy. As you can see, only with that, you can see the performance between the training and validation is really, really accurate. Yeah, so with this, we are trying to make a machine learning model that can actually tell you if you have reasons to believe or not in what you're reading. So this is a work in progress. Right now, we are starting with the two tests we have talked before, but we want to add more things to make it work at the same level of accuracy as, for example, ChatGPT, and more, because ChatGPT can also implement these kind of things with bias in itself. So why I'm bringing up ChatGPT here? For a really easy reason. Now with ChatGPT, you have the ability to, in 10 seconds, create all the fake news you want. You just tell it, I want a periodistic test that talks about this, this, and this, and it's going to make it for you. And you can just refresh and get another one and another one. So the more this advanced, the more we need something that counterattacks these kind of things. So I'm going to leave the room to my friend.
Yeah, thanks. Okay, great. So thank you for the first part. I will try to, with the second part, really, I wouldn't be like you. You really explain it in a way that it's hard for me to go through this kind of detail of business. And it's always nice to have such a overview on the models and also science. So what we want to do or what we plan to do to study the shame of the argument through the data we have. So the data we have, it's a huge ton of data. He didn't mention the number. I would say that 44,000 samples we have regarding the bias. And if you search, you can find only one example, which is for the hugging face, and it doesn't work like very well. But what he did, I mean, in my view, at the beginning, I really got astonished by his works about the bias. So here, we want to, after finding the bias, we want to incorporate also finding the element of the argument. You see here, we have a main argument about the health insurance company in Germany, which is a very controversial topic. And you can find the element of the argument if you could train premise and claim detection beside attack and support detection. So you somehow try to build this argument from the text using the data you have. And it's good news. I mean, the ChatGPT, of course, could be very biased in a very sense. Of course, large language model doesn't mean diversity. That's correct. But we could use this possibility to annotate the data and improve such a idea to make the model. Here, you see number one is the claims, and the others 2, 3, 4, 5 is a premise, which kind of said that this claim might be correct. This is the next topic about the argumentation validation. So simply, the idea is that to arrive to such a graph. So we start with the first main subtask, which is the claim detection. So of course, it's always better to have some qualitative result. We show it by app. But of course, I'm coming from the research area, and I like to announce that we already have this model, which has been trained only using BERT. We still didn't incorporate the others embedding, and we arrived to this result regarding the premise and claim detection with the data that we had. So you see that our model is kind of better to detect the premise and claims from the others competitors. So, and we are building this framework, we are not building an app. If app is on the framework. So the framework is to study result of the ChatGPT or any large language models based on a different aspect. One of the aspects he mentioned is a bias. Another aspect is the argumentation, or finding the argumentation flow in the next level. So here you see that, for example, this sentence bias found, what Andreas did. Also in this, the second one is about finding argument. This is, I should be honest, it need to be worked. I need to improve it. But now it is a simple claim detection, but it could be possible that we show it through the paragraph. It means that we can find the whole paragraph, the claim and premise. So and this is like the main task of finding this argumentation mining shame, and also finding this graph, or building this graph from the argumentation. So here I just put this ugly stuff. But I mean, you are most of you are, as far as I know, data scientists. You know, this is IOB. Yeah, this is the beginning of the claim, inside of the claim until the end. So if you have such a tokenized things, and then you can find this is the claim based on not even using machine deep learning, even with machine learning, because you provide a lot of data from the sentence. So you tokenize it and do this IOB shames, and you solve the things easier. So what is coming next? So we try to continue to make the attack and support detection from the text, and also provide pros and cons. Argumentation validation would be the next step. And also this part is related to Andreas, working on the different aspect of the bias, and train with a bigger data set, which, I mean, this is what also Andreas wants to do. So ORB works on based on two paper. I mean, one paper is on the danger of the stochastic parrots, which somehow talk about the toxicity and bias in the large language model, and how having a big language model, it doesn't mean to have a diversity actually. And so we chose this as a basis, and also to analyze this, we are going to use the literature of argumentation mining, finding this graph. So we put this on the one umbrella to continue. Actually, now the output shows the argument from the sentence, and it could show that, for example, this sentence is argument or not, but we are building that to make it inside the paragraph in a way that to make this, and also continue to making other subtasks of the argumentation minings. And also the next one. So also about this bullshit sentence comes from some people's. So it could also shows that, for example, this is bias. You see that it's a local host, but it would be website soon. So yeah, even it's so.
Okay, it's a black card, the reason why.
So it could find the bias from such a bullshit sentence, and also it could incorporate it with the last stage that about argumentation. We need to work more to progress it, but we are looking for software developer. If someone wants to cooperate, I would be happy to have him or her or them. Okay, so thank you for your attention.